welcome to Two Mums and a Camera. I'm here with my girls group, my sister and my cousin and my two wonderful friends, and we're going to see the Bad Moms movie today.
Bad Moms!
We are in the house, Bad Moms, token Bad Moms. We're actually pretty good mums, I think. I think we're good mums, but we've had moments that we could probably label bad moms. So we're going to talk a little bit about that before we go to see our movie, because we're really excited about that. We can't wait to get on a patio with a cocktail and some appetizers. So we're going to keep this short, but we thought it would be a really good time to talk a little bit about the things that we might consider make us bad mums once or twice in our life. Just once or twice, no more than that.
Now, we've already talked about this, so we're not going to say anything too incriminating.
No.
We want the statute of limitations attached.
Right. We want our children to still love us afterwards and speak to us. Right. So we're going to be good.
And I don't think we're bad. I think
no, we're not bad.
I think moms are human too, and sometimes we need to let loose, which is what we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
But we have a few stories from when our kids were young that we wanted to share with you.
Okay, so I had two things. One was we lived in Antigua. I think we've talked about that a few times. And back then, the milk that you got from the stores wasn't always great, because it had to travel from country to country, and by the time it ended up on a little island, it was sometimes not the greatest. Anyway, we were in a rush this morning. We were going out for the day, and I poured a bottle of milk for Jess, threw it in the cooler, and off we went to wherever we were going. And about halfway there, she was thirsty, and we gave her milk. And probably within about 20 minutes, she started throwing up profusely. And when we smelt the bottle, we realized that the milk had gone bad. So I gave my child
a whole bottle
of that. And the thing is, I don't even think she knew, because she drank a good 3/4 of it. So
yuck.
it was, so I didn't feel very good about myself.
Milk is the worst thing. It's awful. Oh,
yeah,
horrible.
It is.
Yeah, so that's one story. I also fell with her when she was 3 months old, and I was walking out of a drugstore and I tripped, and she was very, very little, but I remember my mom was with me at the time, and she said, "Nikki, I've never seen anything like it." I spun around so that I ended up on my back, and she was like right on top of me, so she didn't get hurt at all. Wow. Now I was like, I had road rash on the back of my
Nikki,
back.
Let's face it, you were probably wearing inappropriate footwear.
Probably wearing inappropriate shoes.
Saying, if you were wearing Birkenstocks, that wouldn't have happened.
That's right. Yes, likely. Thank you, Shell. Thank you.
So we've put these other moms on the spot. So I'm going to say a couple of stories, and if you guys come up with anything in the meantime, then we'll share with you. I have a couple quick ones. The first two involve my daughter, Megan. I was once nursing her, and I took the time of nursing. Megan was my third, so that was my downtime. I would make sure my boys had snacks. They were in front of a TV program. I mean, even that's bad. Maybe put Barney on. Yeah,
everybody's go-to.
Barney.
And so I had them all set up so I could go and sit and nurse Megan. I would often read a book or talk to my best friend on the phone. Well, our cordless phones those days were quite large. Like, they weren't like today's phones. So I'm nursing her, and I have the phone like this because I'm reaching for a drink. I dropped the phone on her head.
That's bad.
That is bad.
Oh my God.
That is bad, Cheers. Cheers to bad moms everywhere.
You top me there.
No, it gets worse. It gets worse.
We're not done.
We're not done. So she's a baby, and Luke, my oldest, is in junior kindergarten, and Cameron is 2.5 when Megan's born. So I go to pick Luke up from junior kindergarten, and I have them in a double stroller. Cameron and Megan. Megan's in the back, an infant lying down. Cameron, of course, wants to walk. He does not want to be in the stroller. So I get Luke. Cameron is supposed to be holding on to the stroller. Next thing I know, Cameron beelines it for the road. So we're on a hill, and Megan is on the sidewalk with a curb in the stroller. And so I put the brakes on the stroller, and I run to save Cameron from traffic. I look back, and the stroller is rolling down the sidewalk.
Right out of a movie.
That's awesome.
It actually rolled off the curb onto the side.
Oh no, it's like tipped over.
No, I'm horrified.
It tipped over. And I'm standing there with Luke over here, Cameron barely, escaping being run over by a car. I'm I'm the worst mother ever. And my daughter, I was afraid to, but she was all strapped in. She was fine. She didn't even cry.
No, she probably
But
thought
the
it was
curve was like this, so I mean, it fell over. So I mean, the lesson learned here is don't have 3 kids, right?
That's a good lesson. 2 you can manage. 3's just out of
Once you're outnumbered with your spouse, it's game over. It's done. And I have one more quick story. I know, am I monopolizing?
You
Yeah,
kind of
you
are.
are,
But
I'm the worst mom,
Because I thought it
obviously.
too while you were
Okay,
talking.
good.
that's awesome.
I'm a medical professional. I work in a hospital. I know a little bit. My son Cameron had an accident at school. He fell. He came home and he said, "Mom, I fell and I hurt my wrist." And I said, "Let me see it." So I'm looking at it. It didn't look swollen. I had to move his hand, move his fingers, everything. He said, "I fell on my hand." I said, "Okay." He said, "Cam, I think it's fine." A week goes by and he says to me, "Mom, I know there's something wrong with my arm." I said, "How do you know that?" I said, "It looks fine." He goes, "Because I can do this with this one, but I can only do this." Oh no! I'm like, what? What do you mean you can't do that? I'm trying to push it. He's like, that hurts. He actually fractured up here, and he was walking around with it for a week because
You're a bad mom.
I'm a
You're a
bad
bad
mom.
mom.
So there's
That's a
my
good
stories, and none of them were intentional. But you know what? We make mistakes, and we can laugh about it now. Everybody's fine.
Exactly.
Everybody survived.
Everybody's fine.
They're still here.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Well, I thought of one while you were there. I used to talk a lot on the phones, particularly when I had my first one, Dan, and I talked a lot on the phone, but I didn't realize how much until I was on the phone in the kitchen and I could see the top of the stairs. And Dan got up from a nap, so he would have been maybe 3, and he walked to the top of the stairs and he looked down at me and he went like this. "Oh, you're on the phone again." So I felt a
At
little
3 years old.
3, yeah. Didn't
You were
work out
told.
bad, yeah.
You
You've
were
been
told.
told.
Yeah, I felt a bit bad about that.
Yeah.
But I at least was talking while he was asleep. I thought that was.
You thought you were doing it the appropriate
Not
way.
whilst nursing. You're
No, I don't remember any nursing catastrophes.
Yeah.
Another one, I don't think this was my fault. This would be my ex-husband's fault. But we were standing at the front of the house, and the younger one, Tom, he was B2-ish. He really liked to climb a lot. And we had a small railing at the front porch, and he was standing up on it like he always did. And we were standing there watching it. And the neighbor next door was sort of like, 15 feet away from him maybe. And he did a 360 around the top rail like this and went boom down on his head. Yeah.
Hospital or?
No, he was fine. He was
They bounce.
Set him up, shoot him a little bit.
I did go over and make sure he was okay, and then my ex and I both blamed each other that it was our fault because why weren't you watching him?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's it.
You got one?
Yeah, I guess I think it would be definitely a couple of times that I've forgotten them at places. One was at ballet, and I think the other was at extra lessons, driving home and getting a phone call kind of saying, "Coming for Anya?" But like I said, back home it was a little easier because everybody kind of knows everybody.
So
and
they just take your child
they,
and go.
yeah, you know, they're like, "Did you want me to drop her home?" Or, "No, I'm coming,
Yes,
I'm coming,
yes,
I'm
that's what I meant. I thought
yeah, I thought you
I
were
was pretty
taking her."
sure you were taking her. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be.
That's a good one. Any from you, Lynn? Lynn is a good
I'm
mother.
a perfect mom.
Let me just tell you, she's the perfect mother, right?
I am.
I'm gonna call her daughter and check out a few stories. We'll come back with the few stories.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I got another one.
Oh.
I'm a big animal activist, don't like fur coats and stuff like that. So from when they were small, I would tell my kids, I don't like hunting, I don't like furs, you shouldn't wear fur coats. So we were at Shoppers World once and we were walking in and Dan, the older one, he goes, "Mom, doesn't that lady know that you shouldn't wear fur coats?"
No, he didn't call me Mom. He said, "Doesn't she know that she shouldn't wear fur coats?" And I said,
I'm going to have to tell your mother you said that.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think my sister and I a couple times in malls would pretend that the children throwing tantrums
Were
were not
Oh,
ours.
Yeah, we
We'd
just walk
actually
away.
kind of look the other way and like, I don't know who that is. But and then actually, I can't believe I forgot this one. This is like the worst one possible. But in Antigua, we had one of those walkers for Jess, and because there was no levels to the house, so they,
Okay,
it would
these
just
things
be-
are illegal.
They're illegal.
Now they are.
Now they are.
But
They weren't-
back then, they
Yeah.
were, anyway, we thought nothing could ever happen because there's no levels. The only thing is, there's a door to a garage that goes down 2 steps. But that door's never open, ever. So I'm in the kitchen making dinner. I guess Gavin had gone to take out the garbage and didn't realize that Jess was right on his heels, and she went right off the stairs, and the little whatever was it she was in turned right upside down, and her legs were like dangling out the top.
Okay, that's worse than me.
Right.
Dropping Megan off a
Yeah.
curb.
Don't you
And
feel better now?
all I heard was Gavin's voice, like screaming my name. It was awful. And anyway, she was okay. But try explaining that one to the hospital. I was a totally bad mom there.
They were bad.
So we should say a toast to
Yes.
all the good moms that sometimes do bad
Make
things.
mistakes.
Absolutely.
Make
We're not
mistakes.
perfect. There's
We're
no book.
human.
No, there sure isn't.
There's no book, and you know what? I think we've all raised they're all alive.
Well, no, yes.
They're all alive. They're all functioning well.
Sort of.
They don't always,
They're good kids, so
they don't
with the bad
always make the best decisions, but
Maybe
they're
not
alive. Anyway, I'm so excited to be sharing tonight with you guys. I can't wait to see the movie. We'll let you know how it goes.
Yes.
For sure.
Thanks for watching.
Take
care.
Bye.